Hello. I'm going to let everybody have an opportunity to come into the room. I'm doing some stuff. I'm updating Facebook. So if you see my eyes looking off to the side, it's because I'm going to Facebook to update them on the new goings-ons. And if you were hashtag replay gang, you know where to look, right? You know where to look so that you can see. Uh-oh, where's my live with Sass? Uh-oh. No. Where's my live with Sass? Is it still like thinking? I guess I'll come back. Maybe the live is not available because what is grid view? Ooh, grid view. No. Rude. The live is not here yet. Okay, well, so much for that. I was going to be really on top of it and make sure that everything was done correctly, but hello. I realize now that DocuSweeties, I had to do some DocuSweetie stuff, so that took up my 30 minutes. PayPal didn't know that DocuSweeties was a business. So I had to tell them no, it was a business. It was a business. Okay. So now we are talking about these coupons. And we can go from there to Seeky Sister Wife. Hi, Bams. Hi, Jasmine. Welcome back. Hi, Yazelle. Hey, Joy. Yes. As per usual. We'll get started at 7:35. Get this party started. You know what I mean? 10 people in the room. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Poor Gato. He's so upset. He's always upset on Tuesdays because I don't pay attention to him. Well, that's not true. I pay attention to him for as long as I can. And then I got business to do. Then I got to go to bed. I am being given a serious side eye right now. I'm wondering. The pots in my little island started shifting. Gato is now very curious about it. Yeah, get it, Gato. You hunt whatever is in there. Kill it. You guys, he's starting to jump. My neighbors are like, I'm surprised that he hasn't already been jumping. He hasn't been. He's learned that he can jump onto my counters. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to wash them down more than once a day. Definitely every single surface before I cook. Can't have his little kitty litter paws all over my surfaces. And then how do I know when I'm gone what he's doing? Girl, I don't know what I'm going to do. They're like, how come he isn't already jumping up and doing all this stuff? And I was like, because he don't know he can. But he's been testing his limits. Maybe I should just overfeed him too, so he's too fat to do that. That's cruel. But I can't have this man jumping on my counters with his little kitty litter paws. I got my spray bottle ready, but ugh, Jesus. I got you need a sneaky camera, Wah. I have one, but like, how is that gonna stop him? I don't know that Gato is. Oh, I'm past my time, but I. So okay. I'm convinced that either Gato is not smart or cats aren't smart because there's no way to train him. Like I could train him to like every time I click to do something, but like I'm talking about, there's no way that I would stop him from climbing on the counters when I'm not here. How do you stop that? Anyways, had 5 as a fam, and then they effed up my sinuses. Anyways, we're all stressed out over it. Let's get started. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Seeking Sister Wife. This is season 6, episode 6. I'm kind of vanilla. My name is Wah, and I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiance, Seeking Sister Wife, Love is Blind. So if you are all interested in that content and you want to support your girl, go on ahead and subscribe to this channel. If while watching it, you get the hee ha-has and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so with the options scrolling down below. If you're an international girly and you can't do that, then you can also do a thanks, a super thanks, via YouTube. I don't know if you could do anything on Facebook. Can you? Well, anyways, you got options. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to share on any social media platform that you deem fit. We've got our local celebrities in the room today. We've got Giselle and Jasmine as my moderators. Thank you guys so much. Big ups to Giselle and big ups to Jasmine. We have got Saraya in the room. We've got Peace and Patience in the house. We've got, do we have Mickey? Did Mickey come back? Maybe not. We've got Joy, we've got Babs, you know, the regular Degs, the day ones, the true troopers. Got you in the room. So thank you guys so much for being here and supporting my channel. Okay, so let's start with the most infuriating couple is the Peraltas. So the Peraltas, we pick up where we left off, where Jackie is being spoken to by his ex-fiance / baby mama. And she wants to know what Jackie's intentions are. And Jackie, as I said last episode, is better than me because Jackie was like, well, I'm looking for something serious. You know, I'm looking for something long term. And I totally understand why you would want to vet me first and that I wouldn't meet your child until you feel comfortable. That absolutely makes sense. I have a child of my own. And so, homegirl who needs concealer but refuses to wear some was like, okay, that makes me feel better. As she's sipping her very tall drink. And Jackie kind of like is nervous because she's on the chopping block. And again, if this were a normal scenario, there is no way that it would be anywhere appropriate for ex-baby mama / niece and concealer to kind of grill down on Jackie like that. Like, yes, meet, absolutely. Have a conversation, 100%. Get to know, 150 million %. But to be like, what's your intentions with these two people? One who I used to have sex with and now doesn't, but also the girlfriend, the new wife whom I like. Like, it's just all very peculiar, if you ask me. And so then Jackie moves on to meet some other friends, and 2 of his friends are like, I could never do this. It's am I just worldly? Why am I not? Maybe are they in Rhode Island? Maybe they're in Rhode Island. Maybe I'm just I just think it's so interesting to me how a man can cheat and have 2 wives or 2 girlfriends, or people can cheat and like live double lives and do all this stuff. And people don't really bat an eye about it. But when you actually like just do it up front, when you're just honest with who you are and what you want to do, then people are like, I never could do that. I could never. I'm like, you could. Unless you really are just like, oh no, I don't want 2 girlfriends. Like the one girlfriend I have or the one partner I have is enough. And that's already a lot of work. But otherwise, a lot of people entertain two different people at one time and are very, very fine with it. So it's so weird to me when people act like they could never do something like that. So anyways, or act, and they say it in a way that's like they're astounded that this could even be within the realm of possibilities. That's, I think, what it is that makes me the most confused. It's like there are double dealing people all day, every day, living a double life, doing whatever. But these people are actually just on Front Street, and you're actually getting to meet them. You're like, okay, it's really cool. I think that I don't know. I wouldn't judge it as much as the way I think other people judge it. That's just me. Um, and so we have Joel meet Jackie, and Joel is so awkward. It's almost like, is he drunk or is he on some kind of substance? Because the way he's like intently stares at her and like zeroes in to go in for that handshake. He's like, yeah, so what if we didn't like you? What would you do then? And I thought to myself, again, why is the onus on Jackie again? Why? Why is this on Jackie? Why does Jackie have to prove herself to these strangers? She's not asking to be a part of any y'all's lives. She wants to just be a part of their life. And like, I'm pretty sure that she would be okay with them having friends that she don't have to be friendly with. The way they made it seem is like they were all just one commune of people who live in the same neighborhood on the same house same house. And so they gotta vet Jackie and they gotta ask her questions. Now my thing is, if Joel's like, what if we didn't like you? I don't know why Jackie said that she would give you time. I would say, oh, I wouldn't be able to be in a relationship with Danny and Yesel because truthfully, in order for this type of thing to work, there has to be harmony within the extended family. And if the extended family doesn't like me or feels like I'm not right for their family, then it's going to affect our nuclear relationship, our nucleus, our like the three of us. So if you didn't like me, or you didn't like the fact that Yesel and Danny are seeking a sister wife, then I would be uncomfortable being in this relationship. She doesn't say that. She's like, I would just give you guys time because, like, I know this is different. And he's like, I like that answer. I like that answer. And I was like, oh no, I am not on trial here. I'm not interviewing here. I don't need y'all to like me. Y'all can like each other. Like, it is fine. If Yesel and Danny want to go and hang out with y'all, then they can go hang out with y'all. I don't have to come because I have my own friends, and Yesel, Danny, and I will make our own friends. Like, it was just it was so weird. It was so very peculiar. And it did feel like that, Jasmine. It did feel like they were shaming them, but more so shaming Jackie. It felt like Jackie had to answer for Yesel and Danny. When I think a lot of those questions needed to like go to those two. But anywho, so she does well, I guess, with meeting all the friends, and she's still, like, to me, seems a little nervous. And then, as I said, what is this? What's Miss Ma'am wearing? Everyone else is bundled up except for Jackie. She got her legs out. But Miss Ma'am here is over here in a sheer bodycon dress in the dead of winter because she got to show everybody that she's still the hot wife after 2 kids later. Now, if Danny dresses like this on the degs, and that's just like her putting that coat on top was her just being demure for the camera, okay, but I don't think that's regs degs. I think that might be her, like, if they went out someplace like a club, like a lounge or a club, and it was the two of them, and she wants to show that, she still looks good and she with her mans in them. Or if they were like, I don't know, on a beach, in a beach city, on an island, and they were going out for the evening, that outfit makes sense. But in the dead of winter, Rhode Island? For what? For who? Who was that for? Was that for us? Was that for Jackie? Was that for Yesel? Or was that for Joel? Who was it for? Because it was wholly unnecessary. So then we're starting to see Yesel actually tell the truth about the way he feels a little bit. He ends up saying, because Jackie has to go, he's like, oh, Jackie has to leave. So everyone says bye to Jackie. And he's like, I wish that I could kiss Jackie in this moment. And like, say goodbye to her. But I can't do that in front of Danny. I can't. I absolutely can't. So I'm gonna walk her out. And I'm like confused. And Danny's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay here." I'm like, "Thank God. Thank God you stayed there." Because it isn't that you can't you're not even allowing them to get to know each other by you butting in and being as involved as you are. Now, then we go on to the next day or whatever, and it's this very last day, and he's packing his bags to leave. And when he calls Jackie to say bye, Danny's on the phone. And I'm wondering, is Yesel at any like now or later, is he allowed to talk to Jackie on his own now? Like, is he allowed to have so he's going to be gone for months. I'm like, how long? Tell me. They said months. So maybe 2. He's going to be gone for work. I wonder what he does. Like, I have so many questions. It's none of my business, but I want to know. So is he only allowed to speak with Jackie through like a 3-way phone call with Danny on the line? Or is there going to be a time where he's allowed to talk to Jackie on his own? And so they're talking about how the relationship with Jackie's going to maintain, and that Danny and Jackie need to use this time to get to know each other, and maybe come over and help her with them kids sometimes. And then I was just very confused as to how that was going to work out. Also, Yesel is like, you need to talk to Danny. You need to talk to Jackie about the baby situation, because that's going to make or break it. And Danny's like, yeah, I know. And so I'm glad that she is the one who's like, yeah, I'll talk to her about it. I mean, might be some people who are like, oh no, he needs to, but I really do think that Danny needs to want to take the bullet for that one, because that's a crazy ass ask. That is a crazy, crazy asks. Yes, she is absolutely insecure. Oh, you're not late. It's only the first couple. It would be okay if it was actually giving what she thought it was. It's not that. She has no idea. Yeah, he's like, I like to flirt. I was like, oh no. I would flirt with Yesel. He's handsome. But like the moment I found out he was married, I'd be like, oh no. Also, like, what? I don't know. He got 2 babies on that girl. He got 2 babies on that girl. So, anyways, let's move on to the Johnsons. Okay. So the Johnsons was a confusing one because they did not give us the full like segment of what is going on with them. So where we pick up is it's after they have decided that they're not going to date Marilyn anymore. Angela has not, is it Angela? Angelica. Angelica has not seen Shanae in a month at this point. So she's making time to go hang out with Shanae. And she feels guilty that they went out on a date with Marilyn. And so she's like, it sucks, not having my sister for a few weeks. And so she sits down, she starts talking to Shanae. She wants to tell Shanae that they went on a date with Marilyn, but she also feels like it's none of her business, because truthfully, the way that it would work is that he has his own individual relationships with each lady, and the ladies usually don't get involved in their marriages per se, because it could be messy. So she's like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be involved, but I'm really worried that if Matt messes this up, I'm going to lose my sister over this, and that's going to make me upset. And so Angelica cries. We see her cry a few times through this segment. And it's sad because I'm like, oh, I wish that I had been able to see them more as what their relationship was versus what it is now. Doesn't it feel like we caught them, or by the time they started filming, their relationship was already rocky and almost done? I wish that I had seen them when they were whatever this is, whenever they filmed this, and they were all happy to be with each other. And let me tell you one thing, that this man loves a purple and black moment. Okay, look at him in this promo picture, and then look at him here when he's going on a date to go meet Shanae. He loves a purple and black situation, and I'm not faulting him for it. I love it too. But yeah, so I just am sad because I wish I would have seen more of the relationship do well, and what they were like prior to the strain. So Angelica brings up the fact that Matt had text messaged Shanae. Shanae hadn't responded. Shanae was like, it was a lot. And also it was too much and it was not enough at the same time. She read the note out loud and they both agreed that that was a lot for Matt, that he's somebody who just doesn't express himself that well. And that was a lot of words for him. Now, in there, he says some self-deprecating things, which I thought was annoying, where he's like, I guess I'm just always hurting people. I hate that. I guess I'm just terrible. I guess I'm just awful and I just keep messing up. Like, go get some therapy. So she's like, but at the same time, he hasn't said anything. I haven't responded. He hasn't done a follow-up. And this is all that he said. And it's like, yes, I don't want to just grasp onto any little thing. There needs to be a bigger move to be made because he can send this text message. And while I know that it's a big deal for him to have done so, it still isn't showing me that he's going to remain consistent after this. And so again, Angelica cries. And I think they must have had some kind of conversation, Angelica and Matt, because the next segment is Matt going on a date with Shanae. And he says that he's changed his hours at work, so he'll be able to meet up with her more. And he's just done some changing and some like bending in his life. And so he gets dressed up and he goes to meet her at some kind of like, I don't know, magical train stop. I was like, what is happening here? I want to know more about this little magical train stop. Are they going to have a dinner in a train car? That's cute. And Shanae is late and he says that he's out there feeling dumb. And I'm just like, first of all, one, go sit in your car. And two, how can you feel dumb when this is the person you love? Sometimes when people describe the way they feel or the way the person that they love or in relationship makes them feel, it's like so you're not willing to be vulnerable at all, even to the person that you love and you've been in a 3-year relationship with. Like you have to be vulnerable. You have to just kind of let go of feeling dumb or feeling silly. Why would you feel that way? That's something that it should be something you really want. I mean, and listen, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. I'm not trying to say, I'm just saying, I guess I wouldn't feel that way. And so I'm a little confused because I think when I'm in love or when I was in love, the last time was so long ago that I just felt like I just was bleeding all over the place and that I would have put myself in all manner of stupid situation and not even realize that it was stupid until later. It was when I was kind of falling out of love that I was like, this is so stupid, but I still love that person, but I feel so stupid. Like, but when I was in it, girl, you find me in the most dangerous of situations. Because I wasn't thinking about it like that. And so I really hope Angelica gets what she wants. Like Matt, he can go somewhere else. But Angelica, I want her to be happy. She's over here crying because she's about to lose her bestie because her man can't get it together. And I get it. I want her to be happy. Okay. So let's move on to the Williamses, child. This is such a confusing situation for me because I just don't believe them. I don't believe him and I believe her, but like I don't get it. And maybe it isn't for me to get. I don't know why she would want a sister wife. I don't know why she would want any other woman. This man says that he has nervous farts. And that their whole entire courtship, she doggedly went after him. But they like knew each other from show choir. Is it a kink? Is it a kink? Does she have a thing for gay presenting men, flamboyant men? I don't know why he reminds me of the dad from Family Man. From Carl Winslow? Well, I mean, Carl is actually gay in real life. If that like, but how? Do you think she wants a nanny? I don't think she doesn't give off nanny vibes. She doesn't give off the Danny, like I want some help around here. She wants them to have their own home. So whatever it is that he does for work, he must make enough to where they could buy a compound and have different homes on the lot. She wants a big love situation where they don't all live in the same house. But like, I'm like, y'all, like there's something about this man that does not lead me to believe. I need to know how he is when he's comfortable. And we've seen him and he's the most comfortable around women, which is totally fair. But like, I just wouldn't put him on any woman. I wouldn't put him on any woman. Like, I think what needs to happen is that he needs to put himself on the apps and then just sit back and let a woman come at him. I don't think that he should actively go after any woman. I think that he needs to be like, I'm a flamboyant man. Here's my wife. We're looking for a third. If you think we're cute, DM me and just sit back and let it happen. That's what needs to happen. Like I can't even imagine. In fact, he gets set up on a date. So he takes his Dodge Charger or whatever that car is, and he goes on this date a couple towns over to get ice cream. And he meets with Bess. Bess happens to be Nikki, the homegirl in the greenhouse. Remember when Billie Jean went to the greenhouse with two homegirls and she told the one homegirl about her and what's his face doing this thing? So the girl, like Nikki was like, oh, here's my hairdresser. And I'm like, Nikki, you get your hair done? Is she your personal hairdresser or she is a hairdresser you know that's friends of the family? When's the last time you got your hair done, Nikki? So Bess comes and Bess has got like she just did her hair. It's vibrant. It's beautiful. And she immediately is looking at this man like, oh, hell no. She walks into this space and he's like, hi. And she's like, hi. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. My hands are sweaty. And she's like, it's okay. And I'm like, it's not okay. And so they sit down and, or they don't even sit down. They're standing looking at each other. And she's like, well, should we go get some ice cream? He's like, oh yeah, after you. They go get the ice cream. And she cannot stand the fact that his flavor of choice is vanilla. He's like, I like what I like. And she's like, not even chocolate, just like straight up vanilla. And he's like, and she wants bubble gum. I was like, girl. She's like, does it have little bubble gums in it? And he tries to make a joke about it being everlasting. And I was like, this is weird. And so even when there's like the person doesn't come to get the ice cream, she's like, oh, are we gonna eat ice cream? Like she felt like she was ready to go from the moment she got there. She's like, give me this ice cream so I can sit down and ask the questions I want to ask. So they sit down after getting their ice cream and he's like kind of eating it, like, and they're talking about it or whatever. And she is like, well, I'm glad I met you, but what I'm looking for is more so of a throuple, like a fun situation where we're having sex, all three of us. I have sex with the woman, I have sex with the man, like whatever. And he's like, oh no, what we're looking for is like for you to come in and have more kids, and then you would have your own place to live, and that we could all just be friends. And she's like, yeah. And I know he must have mentioned that they have a farm or they have chickens, because at the end of it, she's like, yeah, what I'm looking for is a little bit more fun, and what you're looking for is like not. It feels like work. And I said, yeah. Also, he forgot his wallet in the car. Like he forgot he was on a date, that he was going to need his wallet. What a safe space to live in. What a safe place to live in, where you just leave your wallet in the car. He's like, oh my God, I forgot my wallet. I got to go to the car. I'm so sorry. And so Bess is unimpressed from that as well. She says that she wants a man who's manlier than her. I mean, she wants somebody who is, I want a man to be manlier than I am. And I'm manlier than him. And like even Billie Jean was trying to like give him pointers as she was driving there, and she's like, don't talk too much about me and the kids. And of course he talked about her and the kids. And she's like, ask her about herself. He's so nervous. I'm like, you can't let him go on a date by himself. You cannot let him date. They need to do dual dating. She just like wants him to go out there and find somebody, and if he likes the person, bring him back and they can mesh. And I was like, well, He not gonna find Michelle Obama or Queen Latifah, so I don't know that he's gonna find anybody that he's really that into. I just he's stunted in some way, and it's uncomfortable to watch him to possibly go out on dates with girls. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. So she says, she says, he looks like he's in plays. And the producer's like, what does that mean? And she's like, "Mm, flamboyant. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm just saying he looks like he's in plays." I was like, I mean, because there are men who present gay who might say they're not. Who is that Christy man? That Southern Christy person? Like he's like that, except for no confidence. And then she's like, "Have you ever had sex with men?" And he's like, "Oh, very vanilla, very vanilla. I can't do it. I'm vanilla." I just want that man to be free. I just want him to be free. And it doesn't feel like he's free now. It doesn't feel like he's free. Uh, it's not good look if a woman says he's not gay, but I know you don't want to be the one chasing spiders and pulling the bats at night. Oh gosh. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I want to know. It's hard for me because I'm not trying to slam him or like make him come out of the closet or whatever, but it's just like it's weird. It's weird to just be so confused about somebody. Is the alarm going off? No. Great. There was some kind of beeping sound. I was like, dang, in the middle of my life. Okay. And Gato hasn't been through an alarm here. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do. Okay. So anyways, that's the end of it. It's not work. She's like, I want my next step to be more fun, less work. And I was like, yeah, don't be telling me you want me to move to a farm and help you with the chickens. Absolutely not. Chickens smell. That's the one thing I know about chickens. They smell. Every time I've been around a coop of chickens, it's been disgusting. Oh, is it David Christie? I don't know who's that Christie man because he gives the same energy, except for he actually has confidence. Yeah, he is out of prison. Yeah, he's out of prison. Okay. Last but certainly not least, and my absolute favorite are I always forget one couple. The Davises. Okay. The Davises. Let's show you a picture. Oh, I don't have a picture of them. What? I don't have a picture of the Davises. They're my favorite. That's crazy. Okay. So they're doing a boudoir photo shoot and it's a calendar and it's meant for whatever his name is. And I was like, there's 3 of you. And so they all get 4 months each. Yeah, 4 months. That's cute. I would need to be October, which means that I'm wondering if there's like I see all the pictures that they take and I took a bunch of them to like show you guys, but I was like, there's no like October, there's no like January. It's like it's sexy or whatnot, for sure. But I wish that there were just like more. Oh, this she looks great. She looks absolutely fantastic here. I wish that there were more like themed months, but it's fine. They can do another one and then they'll do that and then I'll make me happy, you know? So they're at this boudoir shoot. It's Teresa's idea to do so. Jennifer is very pregnant. I didn't realize how pregnant she was. At first it was like, oh, she's a couple months. No, she is at least 6 or 7. She's very pregnant and so cute. So they're all getting their makeup and hair done, and Teresa starts to cry because she immediately feels not good enough. And so they realize that there's like an overarching issue with her just having self-esteem issues. She really wants into the family so much, and she says that she feels like she's not giving enough to Nick, and she wants to give him so much more. And April ends up saying that she thinks that she has seen this before with, I guess, Danielle and maybe whoever else they dated, where the third wife feels intimidated by the situation and can behave as though they don't think that they're good enough or they're not doing enough. And she's like, I don't know, is it maybe because we're successful and, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, what do you guys do? I mean, obviously, I feel like they must make a decent amount of money to be able to like support the lifestyle in which where Nick sits at home and just does science and math. But let me tell you, that little Vera, when she started talking about nuclear, whatever, I was like, what in what world is she going to need to know about this? If this girl is not going to NASA, which I hope she does. What in what world does a 2-year-old needs to know about thermal whatever whatever? I wrote it down. I did thermodynamics. Now, I did like the fact that he was like, all energy comes from the sun, and I was like, what do you mean humans get energy from the sun? I was like, vitamin D, yes, does help you to absorb different other vitamins in your body. But then when he was like, oh, okay, the sun feeds the plants and the plant, I was like, that is good. I like that. And I love the fact that he's teaching her things. That makes me very happy. But I sometimes feel like when adults teach children big words, it's because they want the child to show off. And I'm like, there's no way that conceptually she understands thermodynamics. She can say thermodynamics has to do with heat, but does she understand that heat is a chemical reaction? And what does she need to understand that? No. So what's the point? Oh my God. It is one of the hardest things for me to do it because we all feel insecure. We all have low self esteem. It shows up in people very differently though, and this is something that I've had to learn throughout my life, that some people cannot hide it. And, have you guys done the color code? This is very corporate nonsense that I'm talking about right now, but have you guys done color code? That's what I did at the summit, is color code. Anyone who's done it, let me know, because I'm blue. And with that, blues like to share everything. So it's not like I'm like opposed or annoyed or whatever when people are like, yeah, I'm feeling uncomfortable right now. Or, yep, just want to let everybody know that I see my belly too. I see it hanging over my belt as well. I mean, I wouldn't say it like that, but there would be, I'm okay with like admitting that I'm uncomfortable in my body, but am I going to do it so much that other people around me then feel like they have to make me feel good? Am I gonna be like, "Ugh," in the mirror when I go into the bathroom? No, I'm gonna be like, oh, I wish that I put more foundation on, or I wish like, oh my god, my makeup is smearing. But like, I guess I don't know. I tend to want to help people make them feel better, and I've started to realize that it is very exhausting. It's very exhausting to have to constantly tell somebody that they're okay and they're good enough. It's like I just need you to be okay. Sometimes when I just need you to be okay, you know? So I'm worried about myself, but now I have to worry about you. I just need you to be okay. And that can be super exhausting. Has anyone done the color code? It's like Edmund from Love is Blind. Like how often do I have to tell you that you look good? How often do I have to reassure you? It feels like something you do to a child to help build their self-esteem. I cannot do that for you. Like, if I feel it, if you smell good, if you look good, and it's natural for me to say it to you, yes. But those people who need, it's like Darcy. God, it's like Darcy. It's like Darcy. It's just exhausting. It's like, girl, I'll tell you when I think you look good. When I think you look good. Otherwise, I'm not gonna say it. And I need you to leave me alone. But anyways, yeah, I did the color code. It was a hard test to take only because it made me like go back to what I was thinking about as a kid. And I was like, God, I was under such duress as a kid. Such shame that like I hate that I put these answers down. But anyways, I'm blue with red as my second. And apparently blues with a second red have to be very careful with the way that they speak and the way they do things because they can come off very nasty. And I was like, yep, I can come off very nasty. And sometimes I feel myself in it and I'm like, oh, how do I get out of this situation? Because I don't want to be here right now. Like, I know I'm going to be rude to this person because they're getting on my nerves. I was trying to help somebody today at work, and they kept just being like, it's not working. It's not working. And I wanted so many times, I wanted to be like, well, then I guess it's not working and you should quit. Like, because that's what you're doing right now, is quitting, saying it's not working. And I'm like, okay, well, did you try this? See, it's not working. So it's like, what is it that you want from me in this moment? Because it works on my end. And I'm trying to help you. So I need you to try. I need you to try. Did you try putting it in another browser? So maybe the link doesn't work in this browser. Let's put it in another browser. See, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just not working. Okay. Well, did you push enter? Because usually when you put in data somewhere, you have to push like submit or continue or enter. She hits the return button on the computer. On the page somewhere is an arrow or a submit button or a next. On that page somewhere, there is that. They're not just going to take information and then just like, no. So then finally I'm like, okay, well, how about this? Because I know there must be a submit button down there. Can you scroll down? No, you can't scroll down. Can you make it all smaller? How? Now they're mad at me. Now they're annoyed at me. No, I'm trying. Listen, you don't have to get into my system if you don't want to get into my system. If you want to go home, you can go home. Go ahead and clock out. Go ahead and clock out. If it's not working and you need to do this work, you need to get into here in order to make it work so that you can work. Go ahead and go. Quit. Just quit. Because what you're doing now is putting it on me to figure it out for you, when half of the job is you figuring shit out on your own. Or at least trying. So then I'm like, okay, can you make everything smaller? I don't know how to do that. Well, you could either push, I don't know, like start and the negative button, or if we can hit those three little dots. What three little dots? So three little dots that are on top of each other on the side upper right hand corner of the screen. Can you just hit those three little things at the top of the screen? Hits it. Can you just take the magnifying glass and make it less? Less. Can you hit submit now? Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway, so this is how you use Asana. Like y'all, and I know that I was like, am I being nasty right now? Because like this person's not trying. And it's like they feel like if they can't do it, and now it's my job to fix it. And I'm like, it's not my job to fix it. It's your job to fix it. Can you Google? Can you Google it? Yes, you can, because it's Google. There's Google here. So if you could just Google it and see, because when I don't know how to do something, I Google it. I Google it. I'm like, how do I'm on this page in Asana. How do I find this in Asana? And guess what Asana will do? Guess what Google will do? Google will take you to YouTube. And on YouTube, someone will show you how to do it in Asana. But first, maybe you should look for the submit or the continue or the arrow or some button on this screen that takes you to the next step. And stop looking at me telling me it's just not working. Anyways. Anyways. I was so fat. I gotta get out of it. I don't understand. At least try. At least be like, oh man, I really wanted to help you guys. I just really wanted to try this. I don't know why it's not working. That's what I need. And that's me. And that's my fault, is that I need you to behave in a certain way for me to react correctly. It's when you're just like, oh, I don't know, it's not working. Then quit, sign out, clock out, go home. Go home. Stop trying to give me nightmares a lot. No. I raised 4 kids all in their 30s and one is 49. It's lovely when they tell you things that make you know it's all worth it. Oh, good. I'm glad for you. It was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. I immediately went home afterwards. I just went home. I was like, I gotta go. And that's because I'm a blue red. Because I'm a blue red. So blue is are people who move with emotion, but they like I wish I could get I mean, where's my backpack? I can give you all the key. Basically, blue are people who are um organized and who morally have to be correct. Like that's another thing. I don't lie. So I'm like, people don't put me in a situation because I A will laugh or B will tell the truth. So like don't do it to me. And it all comes from a place of like childhood trauma or whatever. But like, it all does. Even if you're red or white or yellow, it all comes from that, however those formative years were. But anyways, red is like leadership, very logical, very straightforward. And so it's so funny the way that those two blend for me, because while I am emotional, I am very logical and straightforward. And so coupled with the fact that like I'm not one of those people who need to cover up things so that people will think that I'm perfect or right. Like I don't need that. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm just most likely not wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm most likely not wrong. I've been wrong and I'm open to being wrong and I'm cool with being wrong. But I absorb a lot of information on the daily. And so I think most of my assumptions, while they are definitely sometimes wildly wrong, most of them are not. And it's because I absorb a lot of information and a lot of data constantly while watching and doing things and seeing how people move. And like, even when I'm driving, I'm never just like focused. I'm watching everything. And so that's why I usually can anticipate when someone's about to do something foolish. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Me looking at your coworker. I mean, girl. And it's funny because the other person who was at the desk with me was like, no, don't say that. Was like, oh, no, you can't just be like, it's not working. Like, that's not that you have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. Like, it's like, yeah, nah, you have to figure it out. You have to try, or you have to be like, hey, well, I've tried so many times. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on. Is it can anything that you can see that maybe I'm not seeing? Like, and that is one of my faults, is that unfortunately you have to come at me correctly for me to help, because otherwise I'm gonna be mad at the way you're behaving and not gonna see that you need the help, that you really are probably, I think you're giving up and then you're making me do extra work when you're not even trying. But that could be not the case at all. You know, that could not be the case at all. I was thinking about going to HR since it goes well with my degree, but don't not go into it because of me. I work at an environment where I don't know. I learned everything that I learned in the last 10 years. I too was somebody who was very frustrated with computers when I first started having to use one on a daily basis. But I never went to my boss and did that kind of stuff. Like I always went to a peer and I was like, "Hey, I don't understand why this is working. Can you help me?" And I did learn those tips and tricks. I learned to how to make the screen or the font and everything smaller on the screen. Like those are things that you learn, but you do not talk to your boss that way. And I don't think this girl thinks I'm her boss. I don't think she knows that. I don't think she knows it. Now, while I may not be her boss on paper, I'm the one leading her. So like, get it together, sis. Get it together. I'm the one providing feedback. Anyways, for me is people who don't understand my documented instructions. Like I literally laid it out for you. Oh yeah, that pisses me off too. I only hear horror stories from people who work in HR. LOL. Everyone I know has an HR. Everyone who I knew was in HR was trying to leave. Girl, it could be very stressful. It depends on how the company sets it up. Like, I think if you're strictly a policy person, or you're strictly an investigator, or you're strictly if you are specialized in something, then I think it's easier because you can choose that. But I'm a generalist, so I get it all. I've got managers talking to me. I've got other HR talking to me. I've got people who I manage. I have people who I don't manage but still want me to manage them. Like, it's coming from me at all directions and all angles. I have friends who used to work at my company who work at other companies, and it's like, yeah, that ain't HR. That's some kind of hybrid customer service, whatever, whatever. And I still have the customer service aspect of it. So it's not like I'm just, you know, I'm not just dealing with people in corporate. I'm dealing with the people who get hired as entry level, who are doing the manual labor on the floor. You know what I mean? And as somebody who was 10 years ago doing the manual labor on the floor, I never went to HR. So I don't understand where that comes from. I just managed my time like an adult. Hey, Wa, I know I'm a little late for the recap. I know it's going to be really good. Great. Oh, great. Thanks. Um Also, I don't know if you saw my comment before, but do you use StreamYard to go live? Yes. Yeah, this is StreamYard. But I have like the fancy. I paid a lot for the year to be able to do certain things on it. Oh, girl, my face too. Wow, you would be great to work with. I think so too. I'm very funny. I'm very funny, and as long as you try, and as long as I feel like you're trying, then I'm working. I'm with it. But when I feel like you've given up and you just like want me to do it, or feel like you can't, I don't know. There's a certain energy that I need. Like, there's a difference between like a frustrated energy of like, I've tried everything. Like, I don't understand how to make this work. Like, I still go to other people for computer stuff. I'm like, how come my Excel isn't excelling? And they're like, let me see. And I'm like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, but I've already Googled it. I've already asked other people. Like, I've already done stuff before I come back to you. And I'm like, I don't understand. And they're like, yeah, something is wrong with it, or maybe you need to update. And I'm like, oh, updating. You know what I mean? Like, girl. All right. Are we done? We're done. Did I finish talking about everybody? Yeah, I guess I did. We have a dynamic, and they feel like for Teresa, they feel bad for. Oh no, so, I'm not done. So, I don't even know how we got on this. It's maybe strong women, but anyways, girl, April was like, we have to really take our time because this bitch over here crying, and she can't be in this house crying like this. I need her to a low self-esteem self to get it together. And she's like, I just want to be everything I need to be for Nick. Nick. And I was like, what does Nick need that April and Jenny do not provide? He's fine. She's like, I just want to love him forever and squeeze him and hug him until he dies. You know, she's like part Angelica and part whatever that Looney Tunes character is. And so finally, she's at the end of the shoot. She actually takes some good photos. She looks good in pink or purple or lilac, whatever color that was. And they hug her afterwards and tell her that she's beautiful and that she's fine, everything is good. And so now it's just up to her and Nick to kind of make their relationship. But April's still like, she better straight fly right and act right. She better straighten up and fly right, because she's like, we already let too many people in our home kind of disrupt it, and then we broke up, like, and we knew something was wrong, and we ignored our intuition and still went forward with this thing. So she's very understandably pensive about allowing Teresa to fully be a part of the blonde and thick black eyelashes crew. But I want to see more Vera content, please. And I know we shouldn't be looking for the children's, but Vera's so cute. And I want to hear. He was talking to her like it was cute. They were coloring or painting. I was like, okay, I like that. I like it. Danielle and Garrick were not on this week. They were not. All right, you guys, that is the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. We had a fantastic time. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. If you had all got the hee hee ha ha's and want to give a girl a tip, you know how to do so. Let me see if anyone has done so. That way I can thank them profusely at this time. No, but thank you anyway. It is much appreciated always and forever. And y'all have a very, very, let me check my text messages. No. All right. So y'all have a fantastic week. We're going to talk Love is Blind when it comes. I think it's going to come out tomorrow. So we'll talk about the last episode of Love is Blind probably on Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. All right. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Jump in the line. Rock your body on time. Okay. I believe. Oh, dating doula. I'm sending my homegirl your incompetent coworker rant because she's been dealing with the same thing for almost a decade, but her two idiots are boomers. That's how she feels about them. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body on time. Shake,